So while I was at the library, I got a couple of books. They're thick ones, both by Stephen King, Christine and Fairy Tale. I've read Christine before, but I can't remember most of it. Probably wasn't very good. You know, one good thing about working that horrible job is I do feel like I'm physically getting stronger, hoisting boxes up repeatedly and over my head. Plus, when I get 6 plates, I compress them together like this, and that's working my pectoral muscles. It's not a huge amount of force, but I do it about 1,000 fucking times. Of course, why do I even need to be strong? Yeah, well, to survive the horrible job. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a tautology there, but at least it means that my suffering is diminishing a little, because already after a few weeks, it's not quite as hard. But then again, I mean, it's just getting hotter. Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill myself. It's just a matter of when. I mean, any fool could see that, really. I mean, not that long ago, I take a whole bunch of bottles of pills, and it doesn't kill me, and then my life only gets more depressing. Like, you don't have to be a genius to do the math on this. I am eventually going to try to kill myself and succeed. I've made peace with that, and I take it day at a time. The problem is, I'm too depressed to take the initiative to kill myself. So, I mean, what I'm really looking forward to is getting myself into a good headspace where I can take initiative on things and then finally kill myself. It's always good to look forward to things in life. I mean, I was thinking, like, maybe I should get some kratom to dull the pain of, like, cutting my wrist, but then I worry that I'd take the kratom and it'd make me feel good, and then I wouldn't want to go through with it, and then I'd want more kratom. So, like, life is so full of hard fucking decisions. I mean, obviously I'd want to take some sort of aspirin, because it seems like it's so difficult to kill me, but like I want to make sure my blood doesn't clot. But then, of course, I'm living in a house full of people, so I'm likely to be discovered. It's like there's just so much involved in it. And people are like, don't talk that way. And it's like, why don't you shut the fuck up? I'll talk any way I want to fucking talk. Fuck you. And I think somebody left a comment like, your transformation to being in Mendham is complete. Well, you know what? In Mendham is right. I wish I'd never been born. Like, this entire thing's just been a fucking hassle from the first to the last. And really, am I delusional? Well, yeah. I'm delusional in all the times that I think that this shitty life is worth it. What it is, I mean, I get on people about making a show of things. Well, what I've been doing is putting on a show like I don't fucking hate this. And that's what I'm always fucking doing. I hate this. I hate being alive. Every morning, like, I wake up several times before the time I get up. I get up at like 10:25 because I work at 3. And when I wake up, I'm like, please, God, don't let it be 10:25 yet. I look at the clock, and it's like 8:30. I'm like, thank God I can go back to sleep. I fucking hate being awake so much. The only thing in life that isn't horrible is sleep, and it's constantly being interrupted by shit. But it's like, that's the only time that I'm not suffering horribly. I hate being awake so goddamn much. And I've always been trying to get through this life, like, just with sheer delusions that it's worth a fuck. It's not, and it never has been. And maybe I'm just too old and too fucking tired to keep pretending like this life is worth a fuck. It's not. And by the way, do you know why I'm saying this on YouTube? Because if I say this to anybody in real life, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna harangue me and harass me and make my life harder and make me want to die even fucking more. But not help me die, motherfuckers. If anybody was my real friend, what they would do is help me die. Not a friend in the world. I have problems, and it's always the same problems, and nobody will ever help me with the problems. Like, I have trouble doing things. Like, there's always, like, all kinds of shit that I need to do, but I can't specify an order of operations, so I just don't do it. And so I always got shit piling up, but I can never get started on it because there's no correct order of operations. So just tons of shit being undone, not getting done. And I'm always thinking it's going to get better, but I'm 42. It's never gotten better. It's always just this same sucking void of horrible pointlessness. The only thing I ever had going for me is fucking God delusions, because it gives me something to do and some feeling like, you know, I'm doing anything that's meaningful, but it's just fucking delusions. It doesn't actually do anything meaningful. And I don't even have that anymore. All I got is a couple books, and you know, more fucking horrible torture. Like what is hell described as? Oh well, it's really hot, and you do a bunch of futile work that never fucking ends. Hey, that's my goddamn life. Have I mentioned that any place I go, it starts off barely tolerable and then gets worse. For instance, when I first started working the job I had, the bus actually came at a time where I could walk up to the bus stop and then just wait a few minutes and then the bus would come. But then the bus started arriving like 15 minutes earlier. So now I have to walk up this dark uphill rocky path with grass on either side to take a shortcut to the place that's like 4 stops further along. And of course it rained yesterday, so I got like wet grass slapping me as I'm going up there. And of course it's more treacherous than when it's not wet, and it's already pretty treacherous because it's like a rocky uphill path in the dark. Yeah, I use my flashlight, but still. And the thing is, I'm just so old, and I'm just so tired, and I'm just so depressed, like there's no getting out of it. Because, like, every minute of my day is either working, or recovering from work, or getting to work, or getting back from work. There's no time for any other fucking shit. And on the weekend, well, I mean, nothing's open. Like, I want to get my, you know, it doesn't even matter. Like, what? Am I going to pursue that getting mental health treatment? Well, I mean, what am I going to do? That shit isn't open on the weekends, and I don't have any kind of energy or time on the weekdays. Yeah, oh yeah, because the bus is an unreliable piece of fucking shit, I have to leave the house at like 12:30 to get there at 3. So, I work 8 hours, but there's also just fucking away 3 goddamn hours, basically, just to get there in time. Plus, I gotta get there early, and the break room is air conditioned, just to have some time where I'm, not fucking sweating my ass off, to be prepared for the grueling day ahead of me. It really bothers me how hard it is to kill yourself, you know? It's really fucking annoying. But you know what? I figure I'm on the right track. Because most of it is getting into the right mental space to make sure that you're successful. So step 1, stop shaving. So every day, when I look at my face in the mirror, I can see visible evidence of how long I've been very depressed. So I can be like, all right, you know what? Don't let my mind go down any other track than where it needs to go, which is a pathway to killing oneself. Having hope for other things, that has never worked out for me, and it's stupid to fucking think about it, because all it does is distract me and prolong my suffering. So at least I have a plan, and I'm working on it. And when that plan is complete, there will be no more problems.